I'm Sharon Bill. Welcome to my Music Theory Tuition series where I work with you step by step through the ABRSM Discovering Music Theory grades. I'll work through every single exercise and explain everything you need to know. You can access information about the books I have available to help you on my website. Go to sharonbill.com. For advert-free and longer lessons, you can become a patron at patreon.com/SharonBill. If you can give me a like, that would be super, and please do subscribe to my channel to stay updated. You can support this channel by buying me a coffee at buymeacoffee.com/SharonBill. Let's turn now to page 43 in the Grade 4 Discovering Music Theory workbook, continuing with the topic of intervals. And now we need to just have a little bit of practice looking at augmented and diminished intervals. So just as a quick reminder, we have this little chart here where we see that a major interval made bigger is augmented, a minor interval made smaller is diminished, and perfect intervals, because there's no major or minor intervals, it's just perfect, we can increase to augmented or decrease to diminished. And so let's have a look, and we've got to describe. Remember, augmented means you've made it bigger. The root word augment, we make it greater. We augment something as we make it larger. You know, the choir was augmented by new members, as it were, and diminished is made smaller. You know, the pile of biscuits diminished at break time, as it were. So we're either made greater for augmented or smaller for diminished. So here we have a 1, 2, 3, 4, which is perfect, and then as it's raised, we've gone from G to C to G to C sharp. We've made it greater, and so it's augmented. So here we have an E to a B, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's a perfect fifth. E to B is perfect. And then the top note has been lowered, it's been made smaller, we've closed the gap from the bottom note, and so we've gone straight from perfect to diminished. So perhaps if you feel that you can do that, jump in and have a go. If not, we'll work through the next couple and then perhaps you can press pause and have a go. So here we have a note C, D, E, F to a G. Now we know that F to G is major, it's a full step, it's a full tone. However, here we've gone to G sharp. So we've gone from F to G, and then it's been made bigger by raising that G with a sharp. We've made the gap further apart, we've made it a bigger gap. It's a larger interval. The major second has been augmented. Here we have a 1, 2, 3, 4, a perfect fourth from D to G. So helpful if you just quickly sketch a piano keyboard to see what's going on. And then now we're changing it to G flat. We can see that we've made it small, and we know that sharps raise, flats lower, and so we can see straight away we've made it smaller by flattening the top note. It's diminished. So here we have a C, B, A to a C, D, E, F, G, A to G. Now A to G sharp would be major, because A major has F, C, G sharps in the key signature. A to G natural is minor, and then it's been made lower still with a flat, and so it's been diminished. We've made it smaller again. It's still a seventh though, because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 steps. It's the 7th degree of the scale. So here we have an E flat to a B flat. That's a perfect fifth, and then the B flat has been raised to a natural. We've made that interval bigger by raising the flat to a natural, and so it's augmented. Now we know that B to A sharp would be major because B major has a key signature of F, C, G, D, A sharps. However, it's an A natural, and so it's a minor seventh. So we've gone from B major to B minor, and then the flat will lower it again. So we've gone smaller still, and so it's diminished. And then finally we have a C, B, A, G. And then the next one note up is A. G to A is a full step. That's a tone, that's a major second. And then we've sharpened it, which has made it greater still. So we've gone from G to A sharp. It's still a second, 1, 2, but we've made it even bigger. It's an augmented second. Now then, we get the opportunity to write some intervals for ourselves out of interest. When intervals come one after another, they're called melodic intervals, like a melody. When intervals come one on top of each other, like a chord, they're called harmonic intervals, like a harmony. So it describes whether the intervals come one after each other or together as a chord, a harmony. So we have melodic intervals and harmonic intervals. So we've got to rewrite each of these intervals as an augmented fourth. So what we're going to be doing is writing the enharmonic equivalent. So here we have an A in the treble clef to an E flat. That's an A to an E is perfect. An A to an E flat is diminished. And so instead of writing A to E flat, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, if we call it a D sharp, it's a 1, 2, 3, 4, a perfect fourth that's been augmented. So A to D sharp is an augmented fourth. A to E flat, because that's the note that we're replacing, is a diminished fifth. Because here we have A, B, C, D, E, something, whereas here we have A, B, C, D, something, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we write in the enharmonic equivalent, and so it's basically a step down, raised. So here we have a D. Now D to A flat, so D to A is perfect, fifth, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. D to A flat is diminished, but if we call it G sharp, it's a 1, 2, 3, 4, a perfect raised to an augmented. So if we write that as a G sharp, it sounds the same, but we're representing a raised fourth, not a lowered fifth. And so now we have in the alto clef a C, B, A, G, F sharp to C. That's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we need to write it as a fourth. So let's just get the note heads in place, because it's got to be an F sharp to something to make an augmented fourth. So 1, 2, 3, 4 has got to be an F to B something or other. So an F sharp to B. Now we know that F sharp, so we know that F to B flat is a perfect fourth, don't we? We know that F sharp to B is a perfect fourth if we just parallel move it, but we need it to be an augmented fourth, so we've got to make it greater, so that B needs to be raised. We can't write it as a note C because that would be written as a fifth. It needs to be called B sharp. So that's that challenge completed, and that's the end of page 43. I hope this is helpful to your studies. Please do like and subscribe to stay updated. If you'd like to support this channel, you can buy me a coffee, and for advert-free lessons you can become a patron. Do visit my website where you'll find many resources available to help you. Visit sharonbill.com. Thanks for watching. Bye.